Well, let's take a closer look at one of the simpler commands in gCADPlus. That is the move command. So it's under modify and move, but it can also be called up by, let's imagine we wanted to move this symbol for some planting along this fence. It can also be called up by a right click and pick move there, or you can get it from the modify toolbar. And the modify toolbar in my setup here is way over here on this toolbar. Let's float it. So we've got a number of options. You can also type M at the keyboard. Let's do that. Let's click into the drawing area, M for move, and we're asked to specify a base point. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. It's really good to click on a point on the object that's going to be moved. So in this case, I'll select the insertion point of that because it happens to be a block. And I can move it down. I've got polar on, so that the symbol is going to move vertically down. So that's a very simple move. You can also, let's move it partially back. So we'll select again, right click and move, and we can click there. And as we're in the process of moving, we can right click and pick snap overrides. So we could pick an end point or nearest or whatever. So we've got some opportunities there. But let's stop there, and with copy can be the option. So I'll put a copy back. Now for the purposes of illustration, I want to show another aspect of move. I'll just move this symbol out of the way. I've drawn a line from the center. This line here has got a fence line type associated with it. So this line, this is a US example, is 4 feet long, but it could be whatever in the 4 feet is what maybe 1200 millimeters in the metric system. So what I'm going to do is move the symbol back and position it pretty much in the center of that indicator. Now I'll pick move, I'll right click and select move. I'll set as my base point the middle. A lot of people, I'll try and make the mistake that most people do. So when asked for a base point, they'll click on, say, the end there, and then they move. Can you see the object's being anchored by the second point that I clicked, not by the selection point? But in this case, what I want to do is to move that, the distance of that line. Remember, it was 4 feet long. So I can right click, pick move, nominate a base point, the insertion point there, and then I'll quite deliberately go way over here. Polar is on, and I'll type 4, and you'll see the symbol drops back. Now because I had with copy turned on, that's why we got the copy. Let me erase it, and let's do it again. I'll right click and move. I'll go here, and I'll go way over here, take off the with copy, just what I didn't want, and I'll deliberately go too far out, but I'll just type 4, and you'll see the symbol drop back to where I want it, and then I can erase the line. So you've got the ability to modify your move command quite a lot. It works as a copy. There's a move and a copy combination. So I hope that helps you with the move command in gCADPlus. It's a little more complex than it would appear to be at first principles. And don't forget, you can type pairs of coordinates, or let's go back here and do that again. We'll have put it back in its rightful, not rightful, but the position we started it. We can say move from that point. I could say at 4 angle of 0, and off it goes. So you've got lots of opportunities for using the move command in different ways.